Session 4. So today I've asked Matt, Gabriel, Hannah, Gerard and Tim when they come in to do a bit of show and tell. So we've looked at the kind of ICT development, how we're going to integrate it into your innovation plans, so we can put the plan together as a whole team going forward. We've looked at e-safety as a whole school issue, so when we're thinking about our IT, making sure these kids are reasonably well educated. Okay. Last week I did a bit of what we've got available. I thought it'd be nice this week. Matt's on first, just to give you an introduction of what happens in PE. Gabriel's going to talk about ICT and maths. Hannah's going to do a bit about DAT, use of ICT and DAT. And Gabriel and Tim will talk about how they're using it outside the classroom. So, Matt, thank you very much.
Okay, didn't expect so many today, which is completely fine. So I'm going to have an iPad between two, if that's okay. So if you wouldn't mind, if you guys have that one, if you guys have that one in here, 1, 2, 3. So you don't need and if you could work with Maria, Miss, or Anita, and then there's sort of 2 there, that's really good. And I think we've got a spare one here. Who'd like another one? Right, okay. Morning all. Right, I'll give you 2 things today that has been used in PE fairly often, definitely every week, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. It's using the iPads. In fact, we don't actually use the iPads in PE, we use the iPods to do this, because actually I want the kids to run around a bit more, holding on to something rather than an iPad. But you can use the iPads anyway. You can upload this bit of software, this app, onto laptops and standalones as well. So you could be on your teacher computer at the front of the class, and they could be on computers or laptops doing this as well. It's not not just for iPads or Apple technology. So this app is called Socrative, and it's a review app, and it's something I've been using quite a lot. Now I've got the teacher end here, so I'm doing the control thing, and you've got the student end. Okay, so to start with, up on your screen in a second will be some multiple choice questions, sort of A, B, C, D, and E down the thing there. Now, what I'd like to do to start with is that I'd like to tell you how you're feeling today. Okay, A is I'm feeling the best I've ever felt ever in my life, and E is feeling the worst I've ever felt ever in my life. C is obviously average. It's like a sliding scale sort of thing. So just let me know how you're feeling today. Obviously, if you're in pairs, have a chat, come up with an average. If you want to download the Socrative student app, maybe you can use it on yours.
That's okay.
Okay, now if you glance up, the results are coming here. Okay, so the results coming to my teacher end. Okay, so I can see what's going on. Okay, and I think we're all just about here. Has everyone tapped something? Okay, so I'm waiting because I've got. There we go. At the top there, I've got a little thing that tells me how many people have put in and how many people haven't. 9 out of 9. That's pretty cool. It doesn't tell me who, and that's quite a good thing about Socrative because it's anonymous. And actually, when I'm talking to the kids about this, actually they feel a lot happier about giving an answer because actually it's anonymous and they won't feel too silly about it. And we'll come on to that in a second. Now, okay, so look at that, everybody. So I've got one person who feels the best ever. I could ask who that is. But, oh, well done, Miss Wishart. Excellent. So Miss Wishart feels the best ever. But one person is feeling D. I'm happy that no one feels as worse as they've ever felt before. That's quite good. All right, but immediate response. Okay. Next one. Okay. So the next one you'll come up on your screen will be a true and false answer. Okay. Okay. Now the question for this one then is: PE is the best subject in current curriculum, in current modern day secondary curriculum. True or false? Okay, P is the best subject in current modern day curriculum.
He's doing it all for you, that's why I didn't carry on doing it.
Oh, what? Not even one! Not even one said true. That's ridiculous. Okay, so you get the point. So it's immediate feedback and it's quite quick. Now, the good thing about this app is this next thing we're going to do now. So, for example, why is a starter lesson so important? Why is a starter in a lesson so important? Now, on your screen there'll be a blank white box, tap in the box, and then now you can type your answer, okay? So, it is an answer that you're going to get together, okay? You're in, sir? 93965. There you go.
I've seen this one.
I used them, I took the iPod to Christmas and knew it as well. So you know that game, Never Have I Ever? So we played that on my iPad, so we uploaded those artists and then everybody typed it. Can do, yeah, we'll talk about that now. You can upload your own pace up, what you see. And they go to their own web. Those ones you can save you can take a screenshot of that screen. You need I think that this is much more about all right, once you're in, guys, press submit. I'm hoping to seem to have only one response at the moment. People.
How do you spell it?
Socrative, yeah, like Socrates, yeah, S-O-C-R-A-T-I-V-E. Socrative. Yeah, so you can put it on. Yeah, if you type in Socrative into Google, then it says there's all that stuff to use anywhere you need Right, typically, this is the first one that's ever done this. Right, so what normally should happen at this point is that all the answers come to me as the teacher. And then what I then do is I've got a little bar there that says vote on responses. So once all the answers are in, I can then send all the answers back to your iPads, and you can read everybody's answers, and then vote, click on the one that you think is the best answer. And often I say for that one is, you're not allowed to choose your one. So you know your ones, you're happy with your one because you put it in, but if you think there's another one better than yours, then you can just tap it and use that one. So for some reason, I'm not sure why that's happened, but that's the principle. I don't want to monopolise time today, but that's how it works. It's a fantastic tool because what then happens is that for me in PE, in a practical subject, I'm looking at trying to enhance and involve more literacy work. This is a really good idea for this. So what ultimately happens is kids start asking how I spell things, which is obviously good news. And then actually there's some quite light-hearted, and because it's anonymous, people sort of hear it, but it's, oh, how do you spell that type of banter, which is controlled, and we make sure it's not aggressive, but there is some ideas of things that have been spelled rightly or wrongly. And if there are the same answers, as in exactly the same answers, I'll ask them to pick the one that's spelled correctly, so using that, trying to engage that literacy element as well, which is quite important. So, right, the Socrative app has been a superb tool in PE, and for a number of reasons. And I've used it in a number of contexts as well, not just here. I've been out and worked with Lamington School, with Bath University, with Gloucestershire University, using this tool in a number of different contexts, and it's worked brilliantly. And for some reason today, typically, it decides not to talk to each other, so there we go. and it's really, really simple. Now, I was just talking to Gabriel and Michelle down here. You can upload and create your own quiz. So on New Year's Eve, I took the iPad and the iPods home, and we went to a party, and you know that game, Never Have I Ever? You know that game? Right, so it's like Never Have I Ever weed in the bath, and then anybody who's weed in the bath has to stand up, you know, and it's quite a fun game I used to play with rugby lads, right? Anyway, so we played a version of that game using the iPods, and we uploaded loads of funny questions, loads of silly questions, and then using the iPods, then they were putting their answers in, and then I was sharing the answers, and we were having a bit of a laugh. It was all very anonymous and all very quite funny and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, who's your childhood sweetheart, all that sort of stuff. It was quite fun questions. So, it could work really well. In IT recently, we were doing about open and closed questions for the current reporting unit. So I asked the kids on Socrative to ask me a closed question, and then we'd vote on the question that would ultimately be asked of me, and I promised them that I would answer it, regardless of what it was. If it was highly inappropriate, I would say no, definitely not. But and then I asked them to ask me an open question, and there was quite a good, you know, when they looked at each other's, well, that's not open, or that's not a closed question. So they were using each other's responses quite well on this tool to gauge what is right and what is wrong. So it's really a fantastic tool to use. When you input your own quiz, you can save the answers. So you can, and the answers are emailed to you. So from the teacher end point of view, you create a login, and you log in, and it knows your email. And then at the end of the quiz, it will say, do you want it to send you a report? And you hit yes, and it emails you a report. So there's a way of sort of tracking if you want to. What I've done though is when I've got the page of answers on an iPad, if you hold down both buttons, it will take a picture of that screen for you. So I've done that quite a few times, just to sort of take a picture of the answers there, which has been quite useful. So Socrative, guys, I think is a really useful tool, particularly for starters and plenaries. So get them out at the beginning of the lesson, maybe use it to help frame some questions to start the learning going, maybe ask some questions or thoughts about the future learning, definitely for plenaries. So last week, when it was cold, we would bring them in a little bit earlier, get them on the Socrative and get them to review what's been going on using the iPods and Socrative and sort of sharing ideas that way, which has been working really well. Okay. Any questions about Socrative? No? I've got one more. You need to come and look at the screen.
2 minutes.
All right. Okay, there it is. Right, there's another app. If you can't see, you need to slide your chairs around, guys. There's another app that I'm using a lot of. It's called Coach's Eye. It's actually it's a video app. It's an analysis app, a video app that you can record and then play back in slow motion and frame by frame and that sort of stuff, which is obviously great for practical subjects. But what I found on that app as well, if I can show you really quickly, is that there is a fantastic analysis tool, and I believe this could be used in any situation at all. Coach's Eye is always front and centre for us at PE. Right, so if I go to create a film, sorry, I'll go to review a film. Right then, so there's a film that we've had before, and I can use this bar along the bottom to speed things up, slow things down. That's useful for obviously ICT. But there's a little red button at the top there that says record. And what that can do is that the video or the picture you might have taken, I can hit record and have a conversation with the student, and they can analyse and tell me what's right and what's wrong, what's going on, what's happening here, what's not happening here, that sort of stuff. And on my blog, I've posted one that happened recently. With BTEC Sport, we do a lot of analysis of their activities, and this has just been brilliant.
Some attacking play, we were focusing on width, okay, and bubble.
And instead of going for a middle pass back to, I don't know, maybe Brad or maybe back to this player, I seen the run from James as I touched the ball, and then as James is running, I take a touch, I look up to James, and then I see James
Okay, stop there for a second. So you talked about the inside pass. Why is inside pass now not possible?
So this dialogue that you
There's
have with
players
your
on
kids
the
is really important and
there's no
often needs
player
to be
that can
recorded
actually see
because it shows that they're
maybe
analysing that
behind
performance,
here,
analysing what's going on.
that-
And this
that's
literally is,
more of a
right,
risk
come over here,
that's
Ethan, let's have a look at this bit of
So,
thing. Press
what I
record,
would
talk
do-
about what's going
what I've
on.
done is
He's holding
just
my iPad
give it a hit,
and doing all this.
come over,
He's doing all this stuff on the screen.
and
It's dead easy to use.
come over.
And I've got that now as a file and as a piece of evidence to show he can analyse his
James
performance.
is now
well. Now for
there.
me, there's a number of
No,
applications
it's
for
not
this. There's a number of things we could do with this. You know, for, a piece of work. Let's analyse a piece of work on a picture. You know,
James
where's
is
it
now
gone?
there.
Where's it gone?
The ball is now there,
He's taking a mick of it now.
and James sees the ball. So James sees the ball. James now takes a touch straight away. And now this defender is running in. So James takes a touch. And then, unfortunately, gets tackled. But the
Okay, yeah, the point. So, from my point of view, two really successful apps that I think can be used in a number of different environments. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. iPods, iPads, we have 10 iPads, 10 iPods, part of each Green Classroom group. So if you do need to borrow some, want to have a go, let me know, book them out, and we carry on. Gabriel's going to do some ICT around maths.
We need to get down that end.
Looks as if we're going to be
Yeah,
towards the board.
towards the board, I'm afraid.
So, I think I'd have to admit our use of maths, our use of ICT in maths is not quite as beautifully interactive as we just saw in PE. But there are a few highlights. One of them is our online examinations. And last year we brought them in. They were very successful to the point that our functional skill results have been higher than the local schools. And I do believe that's because we're doing them online. We can instantly see the results and where the people are dropping points, and we can get a resit in quite quickly as a result. And yeah, that was quite an achievement to get our level 1s and level 2s, but you know, a lot down to the work we've done with ICT to get the examination suite up. Probably the thing we use most is a competitive gaming environment, which is Mathletics, which allows kids to compete across the world with different students. You can choose their level. This is a level 2, level 3. They move up the levels, they get certificates, and certainly twice a year we'll run a competition. We did obviously run a competition just before Christmas. And the amount of hours people spent doing this was just phenomenal. I mean, Jamie Bradley, something like 17 hours over 2 weeks of mathematics between level 2 and level 3, making huge jumps in his ability. So that we felt that gaming maths environment had real advantages. My maths we use a lot for kids to self-explore. We are in maths at least gifted with quite a lot of electronic resources in terms of online homeworks and things. We use, for the GCSE students, once they hit graphing things, we use a fair bit of electronic graphing, and it does enable them to investigate functions and stuff, and then they'll understand how y equals mx plus c graphs work. And it's a lot easier for them to play with variables than, say, on a graph paper. Blogs, like everyone, we're pretty active on that. And then we've got, we're just now kind of looking at the peripheral programs which have maths assigned to them. One of them, we did quite a lot around coordinates, speed, height, velocity, around KSP, which is a rocket building thing. Last year, in the summer term, we did quite a lot around rotation and movement and coordinates using Scratch. And we've done a fair bit around Minecraft in terms of just how you build a building, how you work out how many bricks you're going to use, etc. So we're kind of trying to look at ancillary programs which we can slot in. And you know, that's about where we are, really. Oh, any questions?
Thank you, Gabriel.